Hi, welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode number 77, The Lens of Limitation, Unlocking New Perspectives. So you might not have ever considered this, but did you know that the way you see the world is more about your own story than reality itself? A man named Wayne Dwyer has a quote that says, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. So today I'm going to talk about what this lens of limitation is that we all carry and how we can clear that lens. Our perceptions are often shaped by our beliefs, our fears, our traumas, cultural conditioning, unresolved pain, and past experiences. And it creates these lenses or filters of limitations that are often invisible to us until we challenge them. Here's some analogies of what I mean by these lens of limitation. So and I think my glasses are smudged right now. Eyeglasses with smudges. It's not giving us a clear view of the world in front of us. And when we view these limiting beliefs and explore them a little more deeply, and we're able to clear away some of that fogginess and see things more clearly. A funhouse mirror warps our perspective. So by adjusting our lens for different perspectives, we're able to reveal the truth. Another example would be the filters that we use on a photo app, and it's the same image, but we can make it look many different ways by just applying these filters. So these are just analogies of what I mean by this lens of limitation. So to shift our perspective from the lens of limitation, first we need to do is recognize that the lens exists. So you could ask yourself this question: what stories and beliefs are shaping how I see things in my world? You can challenge the lens by asking, how true are these thoughts? And I'm going to talk a little bit later about how to reframe your thoughts. And expand the lens through meditation and journaling to connect to higher and newer perspectives. So to get started in trying to decipher what these lenses are and how we may need to change them, here's some more questions to ask. Ask empowering questions like, what is this teaching me? What is this belief or thought teaching me? And not asking, why is this happening to me? Gratitude will surely shift our perspective. So try this. Find 3 things to be grateful for in challenging situations. And then play the flip side. So write down a negative belief about yourself, like I'm stuck or I'm no good, and then flip it to the other perspective. Instead of saying I'm stuck, you could say I'm on the edge of a breakthrough. And then seek evidence to support this new thought. So here's some suggestions of how to reframe these different lenses. Starting with the lens of fear, we can reframe that to a lens of opportunity. So instead of asking, what if I fail at this endeavor, we could ask, what if this helps me grow in ways that are needed? Our lens of judgment can be changed over to a lens of curiosity. So instead of asking or stating, why don't they understand me, or no one seems to understand me, we can reframe that by asking, what can I learn from their perspective, even if I don't agree? Number 3 on my list of reframing limiting beliefs and perspectives is our lens of scarcity, where we're feeling like we're not enough or we don't have enough. And we should try and flip that to the lens of abundance, where we think and say to ourselves, I'm more than enough and I have room to grow. Number 4 on the list is a lens of victimhood, switching it to a lens of empowerment. So again, instead of statements like, this always happens to me, asking ourselves a question, how can I take responsibility and break this cycle? Our lens of the past can be switched to the lens of the present. So instead of saying and thinking, I've always been like this, we can reframe that and say every moment is a chance to write a new story. A lens of control, switching over to lens of trust. Instead of thinking and saying, I can't let go or everything will fall apart, we could reframe that and say or think, surrendering might open doors that I didn't know existed. So in my own personal life, here's just a couple little examples of when I reframe my thought patterns and my belief systems. Having to do with, first of all, money. Back when I was still married, back in our earlier years, and we our bills got paid, but we didn't have a lot of extra money. And so I was caught myself with self-talk saying, we don't have enough. We can't get this because we never have enough money. We're not going to be able to afford this vacation. We don't have enough money. I was literally saying the words, we don't have enough money, a lot. And although bills were getting paid, we didn't have a lot of extra money. So what I started to do was, instead, I come across some readings that said shift to perspective of gratitude, and I tried that. And whenever I caught myself thinking along the lines of lack and scarcity, I would flip that and be grateful for what I do have and the bills that did get paid and the groceries that were in the fridge and the warm home that I lived in. So switching that over, ultimately, over the next several months, I started to see a gradual increase in our income. Unexpected money would show up. We'd get a refund for something. It just, it really did make a difference. And how that relates to my health was during my dark night of the soul. I'll insert what episode number that is here, so if you want to learn more about what the dark night of the soul is. During my dark night of the soul, I was sick a lot. And when I would talk to friends or family, I would often say the statement that I'm sick all the time. I'm always sick. I'm always getting sick. I was just sick. I'm probably going to get sick again. Well, I was putting that out in the universe, and the universe answered in kind with illness, one illness after another. Nothing too severe, but a lot of colds and flu and not feeling well. So I ultimately realized what I was doing is setting myself up to be sick all the time by stating that I'm sick all the time. I literally was manifesting illness by saying that. So I switched it over like I did with the money situation, and I started to be grateful and recognize what health I did have and how much I was able to do and accomplish each day, and living a pretty healthy lifestyle. So ultimately I stopped getting sick. Of course, I still catch colds and the flu once in a while, but nothing like it was during the dark night of the soul. Okay, so here's a call to action for you. What's one lens that you might be seeing through today that limits you, or limits your relationships or your beliefs and values? And then ask yourself, how can I change that? So I encourage journaling, and these are great prompts to use in your journal. And even just writing the question down and not sure what the answer is can sort of plant a little seed in your subconscious, and in another day or so, when you come back to journaling, you may find that you've got the answers that you are looking for as far as these lens of limitations. So, final thoughts on this subject. Your world will expand and new opportunities will arise as you heal and let go of your limitation from these lenses that are no longer serving you. By clearing the lens of limitations, you empower yourself to see life with clarity, purpose, and boundless potential. It's something you may not have even thought about. And I think most of us assume that others around us are seeing the world in the same way that we are, but we're definitely not, because we've all lived individual lives with individual experiences, and that contributes to how you see the world. But you can change that by clearing the lens and making adjustments and reframing your self-talk and your thoughts in the process. So I hope you're doing well and taking good care of yourselves. I'm going to be recording several videos today, so I'll be back to see you in just a few more days. In the meantime, stay well. I wish you peace, love, and light. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.